Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Straw Lane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another great edition of the show here on Critiquing with Carr from Memorable Movie Monday. As always, if you've enjoyed episodes such as this one, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking a thumbs up or like button so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when new episodes release, as well as clicking that share out so you can help continue with the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. I say all that because on this week's very interesting edition of Critiquing with Carr from Memorable Movie Monday, we're talking about the classic musical film Singing in the Rain. And with that being said, let's begin. This movie was co-directed by Gene Kelly and Stanley Donen. The co-screenwriters for this film were Betty Comden and Adolph Green. This film was also produced by Arthur Freed. The cast for this exciting film was as follows: Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, Debbie Reynolds, Gene Hagen, Millard Mitchell, and Sid Charisse. The cinematographer for this film was Harold Rawson. The film was edited by Adrian Fazan. The musical score was done by both Nasio Herb Brown for the music and Arthur Freed for the lyrics. This movie was produced by MGM Studios, and it was distributed by Lowe's Incorporated. This film was released nationally on March 27th of 1952 at Radio City Music Hall, and nationally on April 11th of 1952 as well. The runtime for this film was 103 minutes. The budget for this film was $2.54 million. And finally, the grand box office total for Singing in the Rain was $7.2 million US. The extremely short list of accolades for this film are as follows. At the Golden Globe Awards, Donald O'Connor won for Best Leading Actor in a Comedy or Musical. And finally, at the Writers Guild of America Awards, Betty Comden and Adolph Green won for Best Musical Screenplay. And now it comes time for one of my two favorite parts, which is now list off the top 10 highest grossing films for that year's release, being 1952's Singing in the Rain. Coming in 10th place at the bottom on this list was The Quiet Man. It was distributed by Republic Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $3.8 million in rentals, and it stars John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, and Barry Fitzgerald. Coming in 9th place on this list was Jumping Jacks. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $4 million US. It stars Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and Mona Freeman. Coming in 8th place on this list was Sailor Beware. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $4.3 million. It stars Jerry Lewis, Dean Martin, and Marion Marshall. Coming in 7th place on this list was Hans Christian Andersen. It was distributed by Arcade Radio Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $6 million in rentals. It stars Danny Kaye, Bradley Granger, and ZZ Jean Muir. Coming in 6th place on this list was The Snows of Kilimanjaro. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. Its worldwide gross was between $6.5 and $12.5 million. It stars Gregory Peck, Susan Hayward, and Ava Gardner. Coming in 5th place at the halfway mark on this list was Moulin Rouge. It was distributed by British Lion Films. Its worldwide gross was $9 million. It stars Jose Ferrer, Cesar Gabor, and Suzanne Flan. Coming in 4th place on this list was Ivanhoe. It was distributed by Lowe's Incorporated. Its worldwide gross was $11 million. And it stars Robert Taylor, Elizabeth Taylor, and Joan Fontaine. Coming in 3rd place with the bronze medal on this list was High Noon. It was distributed by United Arts. Its worldwide gross was $12 million. It stars Gary Cooper, Thomas Mitchell, and Lloyd Bridges. Coming in 2nd place on this list with the silver medal was The Greatest Show on Earth. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Its worldwide gross was $36 million. It stars Betty Hutton, Cornel Wilde, and Charlton Heston. And finally, coming in at number 1 with the gold medal as the highest grossing film for 1952 was This Is Cinerama. The movie was distributed by Cinerama Releasing Corporation. Its worldwide gross was $41.6 million. And it stars Lowell Thomas. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, my review of 1952's Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain, directed by Gene Kelly and Stanley Donen, is often hailed as one of the greatest American musicals of all time, blending classic choreography, catchy tunes, and Hollywood's love affair with its own industry. The film, set during the transition from silent films to talkies, is a colorful, high-energy celebration of the magic of movie making. But despite its iconic status and dazzling performances, Singing in the Rain has some glaring flaws that detract from its otherwise charming narrative. One of the most striking aspects of Singing in the Rain is its vibrant and clear visual presentation. The film looks absolutely stunning with bright colors, smooth cinematography, perfect lighting that brings the 1920s Hollywood setting to life. Gene Kelly, the star of the film, is the epitome of a classic Hollywood leading man. His charisma is undeniable, and his looks and presence are magnetic. Kelly, known for his athleticism and grace, brings his immense talent to the choreography, making every dance number look effortless. His portrayal of Don Lockwood is charismatic, suave, and funny, with the kind of star power that truly shines in every scene. However, while Kelly is the film's standout, Debbie Reynolds, who plays Kathy Selden, is equally deserving of praise. Reynolds' portrayal of Kathy is filled with charm and heart, and she delivers the film's most heartfelt performance. While the premise is solid, there are certain narrative elements that feel a little too rushed. The relationship between Don and Kathy, for example, progresses incredibly fast. Kathy initially dismisses Don in his profession, but quickly becomes infatuated with him, which feels a little forced. The transition from disdain to romance happens so quickly that it can leave you feeling a little detached from the budding relationship. The conflict involving Don, Kathy, and Lena is where the film truly shines, especially when it comes to the film industry's exploitation of talent. The character of Lena Lamont, played by Gene Hagen, is a classic movie villain, loud, obnoxious, and completely unaware of her own shortcomings. shortcomings. However, it's her emotional immaturity and inability to cope with the changing world of film that makes her a compelling antagonist. The revelation that Kathy is actually singing for Lena during the film's musical numbers is a clever and satisfying twist. And of course, the final act in which Lena is exposed for her fraudulence is a great moment of comeuppance. One of the film's biggest drawbacks for me is its tendency to drag in places. While I enjoyed the music and dance numbers, many of them feel a little too long. Take, for example, the extended dance sequences during the film's musical numbers. While Gene Kelly's footwork is nothing short of impressive, the choreography dances sometimes go on for longer than necessary. The Good Morning number, while iconic, starts to feel like it overstays its welcome, and the same can be said for the Moses Supposes sequence. In conclusion, despite some of its flaws, Singing in the Rain is still an incredibly entertaining and enjoyable film. The performances, particularly from Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds, are fantastic, and the choreography is as timeless as it is impressive. The film's exploration of Hollywood's transition to sound, not entirely groundbreaking, is still an interesting and fun backdrop for the narrative. At the end of the day, Singing in the Rain remains a classic, and its cultural impact cannot be denied. It's a feel-good movie that offers plenty of catchy tunes, beautiful choreography, and charming performances. For those who are fans of classic Hollywood musicals, this film is undoubtedly a must-see, but for others, it may not live up to the hype. With that being said, I'm reasonably proud to give this film a 7.5 out of 10 on the Diamond Dave scale. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, as always, if you've enjoyed this week's edition of the show here in Critique with Carr for Memorable Movie Monday, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, following us on the audio platforms, clicking on thumbs up or like buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, turning on post notifications so you can stay up to date on those platforms when new episodes release, as well as clicking on share arrows so you can help continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the show, do us a favor by following us on Instagram at Critique with Carr. And with that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, as always, take care, and most importantly, happy viewing.